Today, you'll learn the quick and simple 10-step process to set up your NAS device like a pro, even if you're a total beginner. Let's get started. All right, step one, you're going to need a NAS. And today, we're going to use the Terramaster F4 All SSD NAS. The F4 is a 4-bay M.2 NVMe SSD NAS, which means it will have the fastest read and write times compared to traditional hard drives. Traditional spinning hard drives are much slower and are more susceptible to damage, resulting in failures. And solid-state drives have no moving parts, so less failures. And just a quick background on the F4, this contains the N95 quad-core processor and also contains 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM, which is fully upgradable to 32 gigs. The F4 also contains a USB Type-C, 2 USB 3.0s, a 5 gig Ethernet port, HDMI port, and the power connection. And the screw at the bottom will release the case for SSD installation. And yes, the F4 does have active cooling with 2 fans on the bottom. And make sure and watch until the end of this video because we're going to test the heat on this NAS. And we'll use a thermal imaging camera. Alright, step 2, you'll need some drives. And 2 drives is perfect for mirror configuration. And we picked up 2 SN700s. And both are 500 gigabytes. And we paid $150 for 2. However, when you get to 2 terabytes and up, it gets to be very expensive. And just a heads up, network attached storage devices never come with hard drives. So you're on your own. But whatever drives you buy, don't skip on the quality, don't buy cheap. Get the recommended drives for your NAS. And one more reason why I bought 2 drives is we're going to run this in mirror configuration on the NAS. All this means is one disk can be used for the NAS, while the other is an exact copy. This option creates a redundancy in case there's a failure on the drive. However, you could just use both drives and have no mirror configuration. It's up to you. Alright, step number 3, you have to install the drives. And to be honest, this is really the easiest part. And depending on your NAS model, simply open the NAS, remove the existing NVMe screws, then insert both drives into the slots, reattach both screws, and put the case back on. And you're done. And before I forget, make sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. Thanks. Before we go any further, I want to clarify how important it is to have a NAS in your home network. You see, about 8 years ago, we had a hard drive crash on our main computer and we lost everything. We had hundreds of videos and pictures and it was all gone in seconds. But the worst part was we lost all our pictures and videos of our youngest son's birth, his 3 months in the NICU, everything was gone. And this data loss could have been easily avoided if I had a NAS in my home network, but I didn't. So don't make the mistake that I made 8 years ago. Make sure you have a NAS in your home network. Trust me, you won't regret it. Now back to the video. Alright, step number 4 is install the NAS into the network. So use the provided Ethernet cable and connect the NAS to your network. You can plug this into the router or a switch. Next, turn on your NAS and wait about a minute. This will allow your NAS to get an IP address on your network. Okay, step number 5. We're going to access the NAS on your local network. Simply go to a desktop computer or your laptop and then open an address bar. And for Terramaster brands, it's tnas.local. However, if you have another brand, just check the documentation. Alright, step number 6, let's set up the NAS. And with Terramaster software, it's very simple. This process will set up the NAS, initialize both disks, and then create a storage pool. However, depending on the model or brand that you buy, this process will vary. So before we go any further, I want to talk about the software on the Terramaster F4. Now, I've read online that this software can be buggy, crash, or be unresponsive. However, I haven't experienced that. I've used the software for around 2 weeks with no issues. Matter of fact, I've accessed this NAS from my laptop, my desktop, and my phone, all with no issues. That being said, I do prefer TrueNAS Scale or Unraid. And the main reason is, well, I've used those OSs quite a bit. However, I have to say it's very easy to use. Let's take a look at the control panel. All right, from the control panel, we've got privileges, we've got network services, we have storage manager, and general settings, and then we have system info. Let's go to system info, overview. The overview tab tells you everything about your system. Very cool. From time, you have your resources, temperature, fans, and much, much more. Even your network bandwidth, upstream, downstream. So very cool. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, we have users, user group, share folders, domains. We have network, file service, volume, storage, disk. So if you're new to network attached storage devices, then this software is very easy to use, and there is a very short learning curve. Matter of fact, I learned this software in less than a day. So now let's get on to the next step. All right, step number 7, let's create a share folder. And we're going to create 2 folders. One is documents and one is media. And with this process, you can also create size limits for these folders. We'll do 10 gigs for documents and 300 gigs for media. That should be plenty. And guys and gals, if you're liking this kind of content, make sure to give a thumbs up and share it. Thanks. Okay, once you're done, we can now go to step 8, where we add users and permissions. And for example, we're going to add my son Sebastian and my wife Shirley. And each one will have different permissions. So for instance, my son can view the files, but can't read or write. But my wife Shirley can read and write, and view as well. Once again, this process is very easy. Add as many users as you want. Okay, step number 9, let's add media to the NAS. And to do so, there's a couple different ways. You could download the mobile app and then connect to the NAS to upload pictures, videos, and documents, essentially creating a backup for your phone to the NAS. The other option is go to your desktop computer, go to My PC, and look for the Network tab. And from there, you'll see your NAS and then click on it. Type in the username and password, and then you'll see the folders. And from here, you can simply drop and drag movies, TV shows, or documents into the NAS. It's that easy. And now all the users on the network can access the files. And don't forget, you could have your users install the phone app so they can back up their phones to the hard drive. So everybody in the house will be covered. All right, step number 10 is we're going to benchmark the SSDs and see how fast they really are. And we're also going to test the heat on this as well and see how hot it gets. And I'll use a thermal imaging camera. So let's go. All right, we're going to benchmark disk 1 first. Go to benchmark, and then we're going to start the test. So our IOPS is 26,212, our throughput is 1,638, and our latency is 9 milliseconds. Very good. Now let's benchmark disk 2, and the results are almost identical. Very good. And this is exactly why you want your NAS to run M.2 NVMe's. Traditional hard drives cannot compete with M.2s. It's just the facts. So what about the heat? How hot does this NAS get? Let's find out. We're seeing temperatures around 88 degrees to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And the act of cooling with the 2 fans helps disperse this heat. And that's fantastic. So the F4 passes the speed test as well as the heat test. So guys and gals, if you're looking for a fast NAS that produces low heat, then pick up the F4. And of course, all links will be in the description below. All right, that was the 10-step process to set up any NAS like a pro, even for you beginners. Now, if you want to learn how to install TrueNAS Scale on an old PC, then you want to watch this right here. It's awesome. And just in case you forgot, I'm Michael Scott, and this is the Ultimate Tech Hub.